The most common mistake I see strumming is a stiff wrist. I see it from true beginners, and I see it from people who've been playing for 6 months or even a year. It kills the groove, it destroys the rhythm, and it takes away all the feel. But it's an easy remedy. Now, when I say this is a rhythm killer, it really, really does. It takes away all the groove and all the feel for what you're doing. If you want to progress, if you want your music to have feel, which is the heart and soul of rhythm, you gotta fix this habit. New tutorials every single Wednesday and Saturday, printable versions by becoming a Patreon, links in the notes. Email there if you want some one-on-one lessons. Hit subscribe, grab the ukulele, follow me on in, and let's see how we can fix this problem and take your strumming to the next level. All right, so I'm gonna play you the incorrect version and the correct version, but before I break it down, I want you to see if you can spot the difference. The chord progression we're gonna go through is C, G, A minor, and F, okay? And we are going to do a down, down, up, up, down, up. Old Faithful. So here is the incorrect. Okay, and this would be correct. Okay, did you spot the difference? Well, what it is when you're first learning, a lot of times we have the tendency to strum from our elbow, and we keep our arm straight, and we do it almost like we're shaking a hand. When you do that, you lose all the feel. Every single hit, especially the up ones, are really strong and like you're slapping your ukulele. And because it's these big, wide movements, it makes it harder to progress with things like playing 16th notes. Or doing something like switching on the offbeat. I can't even really do it. So what's the correct way? Your strum should come from your wrist, not from your elbow. And you want it to be loose, like you're drying your hands. You got to the rest station, and there's no paper towels, and the hand dryer doesn't work. You're drying your hands, right? That's what we're going for. Loose wrist. Can you see the difference? And this is a total groove killer. It makes it much harder for you to vary the strength of each strum, because as you're adding so much more range of motion by locking your elbow, you're moving your arm so much more. Every strum is pretty strong. It's much harder to do a soft strum here. So everything tends to be kind of overly emphasized and overly violent, and you lose a lot of the groove. Groove is taking the same strum pattern, but maybe emphasizing a little more one area than another. Like by taking a strum pattern that goes and emphasizing every other down, for example. That would be very hard to do if my elbow is long, I'm strumming from my elbow and my wrist is tight. Loose wrist, loose wrist. Okay, so again, to recap, it's a loose wrist, small strums, so basically just over the fretboard, and we can add emphasis by bringing our hand in and having it come through. Really slow motion, it would look like this. I'm just playing a C chord, and I'm going essentially down, up, 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 down. Emphasizing every third down. Down, up, 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 down, up. Let's apply these ideas to a couple different strum patterns and focus on emphasizing certain strums or certain beats to give our strum patterns groove, okay? So let's give some examples of practicing this. Well, one of them is just 16th notes. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. And we're going to do that over the C, 1E and a 2E and a 3 and a 4E and a. So it means down, up 8 times over each chord. While you do it, go ahead and count 1E and a 2E and a 3 and a 4E and a 1E and a. 2E and a. 1E and a. Okay, just like that. We're also going to emphasize the first and third beat. So we're going to go 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3 and a 4E, 1E and a 2E and a 3 and a 4E, 1E and a 2E and a 3 and a 4E and a boom. So how are we doing that? Well, we're kind of keeping a looser wrist and then moving it up a little further so it has a slightly bigger range of motion. If I were to do this with a locked wrist and strum from the elbow, I would get 1E and a 2E and a 3 and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3 and a 4E and a. It loses the swing, and it's a lot harder to get that little detail in emphasizing certain beats that gives your strum the groove. 1E and a 2E and a 3 and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E, 3 and a 4E and a 1E and a 2. 3 and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3 and a 4E and a. Okay, so that's exercise number 1. Let's take a look at exercise number 2. So now we're going to look at the most important strum pattern of all, and how we're going to do this exercise here is we're going to emphasize the 1. The quintessential strum pattern is what I call Old Faithful, also known as the island strum, calypso strum. It's down, down, up, down, up. And to help us keep a loose wrist and emphasize the concept of groove, we're going to emphasize the first strum, 1, 2, and 4, and down, down, up, down, up. As you're practicing this, if you want to even take it a step further, you can count the rhythm out instead of downs and ups. You can say 1, 2, and 4, and. So let's emphasize the 1. 1, 2, and 1, 2, and 4, and 1, 2, and 4, and 1, 2, and 4, and. Look at my wrist. It's not, it's a loose wrist. Exaggerating a little bit, but you can hear it. We don't want this. Loose wrist. Okay, so we're going to do the same exercise, but we're going to emphasize the second down now. We're going to go down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, up. Second. And this, so we're just going to emphasize the second down. Down, down, up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, up. And again, I'm simply just bringing my wrist up a little higher and flicking through it. Okay, so we're going to keep this idea of a groove going, but now we're going to talk about switching chords on the offbeat. We're going to go from a C to a G, but in our strum pattern, down, down, up, down, up. We're actually going to switch on the up. So we're going to go down, down, up, down, up. A minor to F is going to be much easier, admittedly. So if this is too tricky for you, as a true beginner, you could just practice A minor to F, A minor to F. Again, the idea here is we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to emphasize the first strum this time. Also, in terms of emphasis, we're going to emphasize the down, down, up. So it's going to go down, down, up, up, down, down, up, down, up. And again, it's not. It's down, down, up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down. Nice and tight. Let's slow it way down. Notice how the emphasized strums do have a little more range of motion. Everything else stays tight. Okay. One time I was listening to Joe Walsh talk about music, and he said if you want to see a good player, don't watch their left hand, watch their right hand. The right hand is where you get your groove, your feel, your vibe. Everything comes from the right hand, the emotion and everything. A lot of times beginners don't pay attention to this, so they kind of flow through it, really concentrating on their left hand and the chords. What does that do? Well, it kills the groove and it kills the feel and it inhibits you from progressing further. Stops you from being able to play triplets, 16th strums, stops you from being able to change on the offbeat. And it makes all your songs sound violent and intense and with no feel, no soul, and no heart. Luckily, it's an easy fix. We also have a right hand playlist because this stuff is so important if you want to check that out as well. All right, there you have it. You made it this far. That means you fixed it. That means your strumming sounds better, and that means it will make you a better ukulele player, I guarantee it. These little details are really important with your right hand dynamics. We have a whole right hand playlist, as a matter of fact, because I believe in this stuff so much. Okay, so thank you for watching. Thank you for making it to the end, and we'll catch you on the flip side. Life is good, 10thumbspro.com. Wednesday and Saturday for Ook, Monday for guitar. Have a good weekend or a good day or a good morning or whenever you watch this, and I'll catch you on the flip side. Take care.